On lesson 3 in module 2, we're going to really focus on understanding the addition of integers. We're still going to be using a number line in this lesson, but we want to understand what's happening on the number line so it can lead to us actually doing the addition of integers without a number line. So let's get started. We are going to ignore the integer game part. I wish we had time, but we don't. So sorry, I should have deleted it off. Okay, we're going to talk about counting on a number line and what it means. Okay, so we have the model of counting up and the model of counting down. Notice both of these start with 2, and so we start by counting up 2, or using a vector. We have both methods here. The vector is the one we're going to be going with, starting at 0 and counting up 2. Okay, so what does it mean to count up or count down? So our original number, I shouldn't say original, our first number tells us where we're going from 0. Okay, now from that point, we're going to move on. And how many units we're moving is dependent on the number that's being added on. So we take our absolute value of 4. Okay, and again, we're working on the understanding here part. Okay, you're like, well, you just said 4. Okay, but what does that mean? That means we're going to move 4 units. Because it's a positive 4, that means we're going to move 4 directions to the right. Okay, so the first number tells us from 0 where we're going. The second number tells us where we're going, how far we're going, I should say, and what direction. And we could see, oh, sorry, I should have wrote this in blue. We're going to go 4 units to the right. Okay, and that gets us to our 6, our answer. Over here, again, we started at 0, we moved to 2. And our second thing, the thing that's being added on here, is its absolute value is how far we're going, 4 units. But because it's negative, that means we're moving to the left. Okay, so from where we end up, our 2 here, we go to the left, or we take our vector to the left. Okay, so this is the model of counting up. Because our second number is positive, we go 4 to the right. This is the model of counting down. Because our second number is negative, we're going to the left. This really wordy thing here says counting up -4 is the same as counting, it's the same as the opposite of counting up 4, also means counting down 4. What do I take that as? Counting up -4 is the same thing as counting down 4. So we are going to be talking about this problem. So I'm going to kind of split it up here. It says for each example above, what is the distance between 2 and the sum? Well, if we look at the model of counting up here, 2 plus 4, what is the distance between 2 and the sum, the solution? Well, how far apart are 2 and 6? Well, they're 4 units. Let's look at our other one here. How far apart is the solution and 2? Well, 2, and our solution here was -2. And guess what? They're 4 units apart as well. And that shouldn't surprise us because we took the absolute value of that, and that was 4 in both cases. Okay? So now it says, does the sum, that is the solution. Okay, so our answer, does it lie to the right or left of 2 on a horizontal number line? Now horizontal, okay, that's the one we have here. Okay? Well, does our answer, 6, lie to the left or right of 2? Well, it lies to the right. So if I look at our model of counting down, our sum of -2, it's to the left. Okay, it's to the left of 2. And it also wants us to think of it in terms of vertical and horizontal, or I'm sorry, vertical number line. We're dealing with horizontal ones here. On your homework, you're going to see a vertical. But vertical lines means we just kind of take this and stack it up, right? So on a vertical number line, if we kind of turn this up here, 6 would be above the 2. And likewise on a vertical number line. Where would our -2 be? Okay, well, if I stacked it up, -2 is going to be below the 2. Okay, so again, thinking about this, thinking about it, what it means when we're adding things on, what's happening on the number line. So it says, given the expression 54 plus 81, determine without finding the sum. So without finding the answer. Okay, we don't need to find this. The distance between 54 and the sum. How far apart are 54 and the answer? Well, how far apart were 2 and 6? How far apart are 2 and negative 2? The absolute value of this number right here. So they're going to be 81 units apart. Okay. That second digit there, not digit, I shouldn't say digit. That second term tells us how far away the answer is, the sum is, from our original number. We're going to keep moving on here, and you can see that these are like part D and part E. So we're going to continue with 54 and 81. And we have Jack and Abby arriving.
I'm going to a birthday party on 6.
Yes, say hi, Abby.
Take that. I'm going to birthday
tired.
party and cake.
Now you two go play, and I will finish this video.
Is it a live stream?
No, not a live stream, Jack. Okay, so now thinking about this is it says, is the sum to the right or left of 54 on the horizontal number line? Well, remember when we did this up here, we're talking about the horizontal right now. If our second term was positive, it was to the right. If our second term was negative, it was to the left. So if we look here, so on a horizontal number line, okay? Okay, so on a horizontal number line, remember our 81 here is positive. It's positive means we're moving to the right of 54. So the sum will be to the right. On a vertical number line, again, we're going to be counting up from 54 because it's positive. So it's going to be above. Now we're going to do the same thing, same thoughts here with this expression now. So we have 14 plus our negative 3. Remember that equals the sum, but we don't have to find the sum. They want to know the distance between 14 and the sum. Okay, well the distance, remember this is a negative 3 here, but we don't say distance as negative 3, we say its absolute value. So the distance between 14 and our answer is going to be 3 units. Now, is the sum, this negative 3, to the right or left of 14 on a number line? Horizontal number line. So I'm going to write horizontal here. Okay, it's negative. Okay, since it's negative, that means from 14, we're going to count down. We're going to go to the left. On a vertical number line, okay, so if you think of it, we're at 14, we're counting down 3, that means it's going to be below 14. All right, so we're going to pause right here, but what I want you guys to see is all this is understanding that when we're adding on a number line, what are we actually doing? And that's going to help us with our understanding when we get to adding without a number line.